How's it going, everybody? So I've been trying to come up with a plan of attack on what I'm going to be doing with these right here. So I'm wanting to convert this inside piece right here to have LEDs around the outside. Right now all it has is this incandescent bulb that's just sitting, and it's just one that takes up this triangle right here. So I want to move that to, or make it be LEDs. And one of the things that I want to do is actually have red go across the top right here. So the brake lights will come across and maybe come down this way and maybe have turn signal in here somewhere. I don't know. I'm still trying to come up with a plan on what I want to do, how I'm going to route these LEDs. So one of the things I've been thinking of is having, so these two go together like this, having the red start right here, come this way, 3 LEDs, probably ½ inch spacing, maybe an inch, maybe probably not 2 inches. 2 inches would probably be too much, but it'll come across the top right here, and then it will come down this way, and then transition across the door jamb, so the hatch actually opens up. This part's on the back of the hatch. This is on the actual door, or on the actual car itself. So after it goes, the red will come over, and I don't want to have it be a circle. I don't think that'll look good, so I'll probably have it just come out and end. Whether it comes all the way to this outside and ends, it's kind of hard because you'll see the light like this in the car. So I'm thinking I want it to stop probably in here, and then just have a line on this one and a line coming up. Well, I'm really glad that didn't break. But to finish what I was saying, is I think I want to have a line coming out this way, a line coming out this way with red, and then probably following below it either a single line or maybe 2 lines of the orange that will sequence across. So my end goal, let's see if I can get both of these together, is to have my red lights come across this way, stop, come down this way, and stop, and then have orange come across this way, maybe one single pass, and then they'll light up as they go across, or follow the red and have it sequence that way, and they'll both, it will split, and both of them will light up at the same time, and then I'll just fill this middle in with white. That's what I think I've been trying to go towards, but we'll see. I've got some tape, so I'll put a little mock-up on what I have now and see if I actually like the way that it looks. So I might do a couple different designs. I found this, I've got this orange tape that I found that I'm going to probably use as my turn signals, and I might try to use this as the white or the red. Maybe I'll just have this as be the buffer because I'll have red on the outside and then white on the inside, so maybe I'll just play with this. We'll see. But that way I can draw on this and do any type of marking, and kind of get a good glimpse of what the taillights are going to actually start to look like. One of the problems that I'm going to be running into is that this edge right here is pretty thin. It's not going to allow for an LED, a standard LED, to fit in there too well. So I'm probably going to have to do a fiberglass mold of the back of the car, because there's actually enough room there. It's just how these are made. It's so thin right here that I'm not going to be able to fit an LED. So I'll have to fiberglass a new back plates for this with all the mounting stuff, and then add a bulb retainer into it too. One of the goals that I have for this is I want to keep it plug and play as I can. So these can technically go into any other STI that, if I ever decide to sell them or get rid of them, anyone that has this car could use it. So all I really need to keep is this plug-in right here that feeds off into everything else. There's a running light, and then these ones are actually the brake lights. Here's the turn signal. So I'll be able to cut these wires on this end and just wire my LEDs into that, and that will keep everything usable on this harness. So the harness will plug right into the back of the car, and this will go into the mold and connect to all the LEDs. So these are what the brakes look like right now. Do the turn signal, the hazards, the incandescent bulb. Okay, reverse. Those are the reverse lights. So there's the reverse light and the tail lights that are on there already. You can kind of see them in there. And then do the turn signal too. So you can see those ribs in action here because it's actually moving the light along all of it instead of having just the bulb. And this has the same bulb as the harness has on it on both of these. And then these are just the LEDs that are inside. So you can't change these ones out at all, but you can change the turn signal and tail lights out, which is kind of interesting. You can see how it looks out of place. It looks like the LED should go all the way across the top here and come around. That would look a lot better than just the side corner. So I got ahead of myself and forgot to video it, but here's what I think I'm going to be going with. These are with the LEDs kind of slanted following this body line right here, and this one has the LEDs going more straight up and down. Problem I'm having is I kind of want to put a strip right here, but I don't want to have two angles that aren't matching. I want them all to be either vertically or follow this line, and I haven't quite decided. Another problem I'm going to have is it's best to have 3 LEDs in a circuit. So I have the 3, and then I'll probably have to do 3 down here, but this one has 4, and that will be hopefully not a lot of an LED or a drop between the voltages. Probably put a smaller resistor in there, but hopefully it looks the same as these other ones and won't look too out of place. If not, I'll probably have to stretch these 3 and maybe put one right here and make these 2 1 and have 3 like that. So we'll see. I got a lot of work to do before I even make it to that far, but like I said, I don't think I wanted to go all the way to the end because it would look kind of funny, because right here, this is the back of the car that you're seeing. So you'll see this, and you can see enough of it from the side here to see that the blinker's on. So the orange will be the tail lights, and they'll start from here and progressively get more lit up as it goes on. So there'll be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and just kind of slide over and be sequential. This outside will stay red right here, probably follow the same pattern. So I'll have 2 lines come around this way, I'll have my orange, and then in the middle right here will be my whites. I'm trying to figure out how many LEDs to actually have in this. That's what each of these little dots are. These are inch spacings, and I think this should be enough. I was going to go 1/2 inch to begin with, but I think it'll be too close. Now with it just being the LEDs, I think I'm just going to keep it clear, not have any type of diffuser, and then paint the back black. So this normally would be a pretty easy job to do, but since these taillights, you can't bake them like the headlights, they don't come apart very easy. So I've kind of put this trace back here to follow. I don't know if you can see it, but there's right there, that line is where the 2 plastics are actually plastic welded together, and it goes all the way around. So probably gonna have to take this line and cut just below it to release all this, because the end goal is I want to get this front plastic off of, well, the back housing, and then I'll probably take fiberglass and lay inside of where this sits to get an actual imprint, because like I said, this section, it actually comes out like this a little bit better. So I'll have all that extra room that I can use for LEDs. Now, I don't need much, but I need more than what's right here. So I'm thinking I'll probably come out and maybe come down. Who knows? I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So we'll see. But this is what the before the problem. And I'll have to make a new plate for this side and make sure that I keep the hardware in here, but this whole bulge can go away because I'll have it probably maybe about as thick as this piece right here all the way around, because I'll just put a piece of plexiglass that has the LEDs embedded into it, and then the wiring will be right behind that. So like I said, we'll see when we get there, I guess. So one of the other decisions that I'm probably gonna have to make is what I'm gonna do with this. You see how that's got the ripples in it, and then this one's got all clear. There's a good shot of what the ripples are. So those are actually indents on the inside. They're smooth on the outside, but on the inside it's got these factory diffusers, I guess you'd call them, that will actually disperse the light a little bit better. And I don't think I'm gonna want those, so I'll probably have to sand down the inside to make it all flat. So when I put my lights, if my reds come down into here a little bit, it won't look funny, it won't look different from the rest of it. So that's not going to be fun to deal with, but we'll see what it's going to look like. So I already had these lights all disassembled and everything taken, the bulbs all taken off in the wiring harnesses, but I put it back on so you can see there's not much wiring that goes into it. And all you have to do is just unplug this one, which is your main LEDs, the red LEDs, and then this connects to the cab. And then you just turn these, pop it out, there's a turn signal, and there's the running lights. So there's all the wiring that I need to take off of this. This one needs to come out too, but I can't get to it until I take this back gray part off of the clear part from the front. So I thought that I could get these, there's bolts on here to take it off. I thought that that was a way to change the LEDs out if they ever go out on you while you're to like change the bulb, like you're gonna change a turn signal bulb. But it turns out that you have to take this whole thing and actually rip it apart to get in there, and those screws are holding this silver piece into the housing onto the gray part right here. So we'll see how that all comes out. These inner parts of the lights are actually a lot easier because you've already undone this one to get it out of the car, and all I did was take this foam piece off so it acts as a gasket so no water gets in there, and then take this out, and that's pretty well it. There's a little metal guard right here. It's got a couple tangs in it down in here. There's one right there, one right there that you gotta stick a screwdriver in and bend them out, but once you bend it, it just slides out, and then you have access to the inside. So there's actually this little pin right here is an alignment pin that sticks into the cab, so when you have the light on, it will stay in there, and then that aligns all this stuff, and you can actually push back on this because it's got that pressure fit in there, so it'll actually hold it. So took the other one out already, and I'll have to reuse this in my new casting of the back plate. So I rigged up some lights to kind of show you what I'm thinking of. I'm gonna have these, this will be the turn signal, and it'll go right here, but it'll also have another row that comes down this way, I'm thinking, and then they'll start and get better. I'm not gonna use these lights, I'm gonna use actual LED lights that I'll have to wire all together because it'll be easier to do the sequential with having those, and I can space them however I want, because right now these are spaced where you can only cut right here and right here, so I'll have to do 3 no matter what. So just because I was thinking about it, this is what it looks like, what I'm planning right now, and we can remove this and this one, maybe, there it goes, and see what that looks like. I was thinking about doing it this way and have just a single red across the top, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm gonna like the way that it's gonna look with the red coming around this way and the orange that way. Who knows, we'll see. I'll get to working on it and we'll see how it goes from there. Here's what Oh, the lights look like before. So I think that's where I'm going to end it today. I don't know exactly what I want to do as far as design goes, so we'll see. Maybe I'll take and actually remove that light. Maybe I'll come up with something different. Who knows? Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good day.